Hello, everyone. It is Marc Berman from TV Media Insights. It is Monday, July 29th. I am sitting here next to my TCA colleague and very good friend, Ann Bannon.
Hi, guys.
From YourFamilyViewer.com. Tell me a bit again about what you do so everybody knows.
Okay, YourFamilyViewer.com is a blog that does reviews, looking for programming that you can watch together as a family, because something that is family safe isn't necessarily family friendly. My primary example, Barney. Barney is not family friendly. He's family safe. Any age can watch it and not be unduly educated, shall we say. But, anybody over the age of 5 who wants to watch Barney not very popular.
Well, I am very familiar with Barney because I have, as you know, 3 children, and my oldest, who's going to be 22 in September, was nuts about Barney, and I wanted to take the purple dinosaur, and we'll leave it at that. But we're coming to you, of course, from the summer press tour at the Beverly Hilton Hotel in Los Angeles. Now, we are going to talk about NBC Day. Now, NBC was here on Saturday presenting panels on their new shows. They didn't have anything on Dracula, which is their new drama. But
that's the big one. That's the one everybody's excited about.
Everyone's excited about. But they had their 3 new comedies, which are The Michael J. Fox Show, Sean Saves the World, and Welcome to the Family. And we had sessions on The Blacklist and Ironside, the 2 dramas. So I am going to ask you, of those 5, what did you think? Which one do you think stood out at the press tour? Anything that stood out to
you? Yeah, actually, I think the Michael J. Fox Show did, partly because, and this may have been because I asked the question, and I think Mr. Fox may have misunderstood me when he asked it, but I was asking about the nature of the gallows humor in there and how do you keep the balance, because, people will step out, from outside the situation, will look at something like that and be horrified. And he's saying, no, it's not horrifying, and I agree, totally it's not, but my point was that other people who don't understand. And so that was possibly more of a personal thing, but it does look like a funny show.
Yes. The pilot was good. My concern is if they do the show as about a lead character who happens to have Parkinson's disease, and that's who he is, fine. If they focus too much on the issue, I think it could be a little bit, concerning to the viewer, but I give Michael J. Fox a lot of credit. I am happy to see him back. Everyone loves him, and I think it has a very good shot of succeeding.
I think it really does, and the scenes I saw were very funny.
Yes.
It's a refreshing look at dealing and living with a disability, but at the same time, it's not bogged down about it. It's not about the disability. It's about a guy coming back and changing his life, and I think that's going from one phase of his life to the next. And I think that's going to be very uplifting.
I agree.
And if they don't fall into the same, boring, guys are incompetent, women know everything routine, which I am really up to here with, I think it'll do very nicely.
I agree with you. Now let's go to Sean Saves the World. This is with Sean Hayes. He's playing a character who is gay on the show, who has a daughter. His mother's meddling. To me, it's a generic comedy, but the thing I think you have to remember about these new NBC comedies is the benchmark to compare these two is so low because nothing was working there. What do you think? It's 9 o'clock Thursday, good or bad?
Possible. It's a possible. Yeah. It's one of those ones that I think it's going to have to, where the pilot has so much to do that it hasn't, and the writers haven't found their voice yet.
Right.
And it could go either way. I really think that's a 50-50 for me.
I'm leaning towards it's working. I think, I have to be honest, I think the 3 new NBC comedies have a good shot. And by the way, I am doing my odds of success.
You said 4-1, I thought.
I gave Sean Saves the World 3-1. I gave Michael J. Fox 4-1, and I gave Welcome to the Family 4-1, which are not bad odds. So tell me, Welcome to the Family, the story about a couple. The girl's supposed to be going to college. She gets pregnant.
Then they're
they're white. The other family's Latino. They're arguing. They're this. They're that. The issue of the Latino, one being Latino, one being white, came up. Is it going to be like All in the Family? I don't see it like that at all.
No, I don't. I don't know that it will. I think it's obviously 2 guys who are very, very different, coming from very different backgrounds. And I think the fact that there are cultural differences could be handled well, and could be handled in a way that would be very fresh, for one thing. First off, we're confronting the issue if they'd be confronting the issue of racism head on. We don't do that traditionally, and we need to. We need to be talking about these things,
Right.
because we're not going to get past it if we don't. But so much of what I saw of it looked like, yeah, we've been there, done that.
Generic.
Generic. And, here we go, another smart girl, and she's pregnant again.
Right.
Oh, come on.
Well,
guys.
okay. I thought, but, again, my odds for the 3 NBC comedies are all positive. On the lesser side, Ironside. It's a revival of the original Ironside with Lyman Burr, with Blair Underwood. Why these networks keep doing revivals is beyond me. They generally don't work. And when I say that I include Hawaii Five-0, it's doing relatively well, but it's not a big hit. Good or bad?
I don't like Hawaii Five-0. But that's irrelevant.
Ironside.
Ironside, they kept the name, they kept the disability.
Other than that, it's very different.
Other than that, it's a completely different show. Why are you still calling it Ironside?
Because it's a familiar brand.
But you know what? You're inviting all sorts of comparisons to Raymond Burr. And apparently, from what I've heard, Mr. Underwood's character is not a good comparison. Let's put it that way. But, not that Blair Underwood is an excellent actor, and that's one thing that has struck me, particularly with the comedies, but also with some of the dramas as well. Excellent, excellent cast.
Yes.
Underwood is wonderful.
It's a good cast.
I think he's a little bit wasted in this. Hayes, my God, I was watching the clips and I'm thinking, oh my God, this guy, I forgot how good at physical comedy this guy is.
He's good.
He is very, very good.
Well, the thing with Ironside, I'll look at it this way. It's Wednesday at 10 o'clock. It leads out of Law & Order SVU, which is very compatible. However, SVU is a shell of what it formerly was, and I think competing CSI and CBS is still going to beat it by significant measures. And Nashville will get some women. But before we leave, we have to talk quickly about the Blacklist.
I've heard very good things about it. I have to admit, they didn't do themselves very much favors with the clip reel, because I looked at that clip one and went, yawn.
I think the pilot's good, but you know what? Ironside I gave 7-1 odds to, which is not positive. The Blacklist, I'm giving the best odds of the season to anything. I'm giving it 2-1 odds.
Really?
I'm not giving anything even odds. But look at it this way. It's airing out of The Voice. It has the lead-in support, because lead-in still matters.
Yes.
It will definitely win the hour in adults 18 to 49 and other demos. I think it's got a really good shot. If Revolution can make it Monday at 10, the Blacklist will too.
Okay, that would be a good thing, because the Revolution was very fresh. It was very different. It had a lot of good things going for it. What it got to me was it just got too violent and too gross. I don't even want to talk about the scene that turned me off, and I stopped watching it, because not only were they killing off people right and left, there was a very graphic scene with a broken leg that you don't want to hear about.
Right, I don't like stuff like that.
I don't want to wince when I'm watching TV.
Right.
And while I like the concept of the Blacklist, I have to concede there's part of me that, okay, if we're going to go in that direction, I am not going to be watching it. It's just all there is to it.
Now, before we leave, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to name each of the 5 shows we just talked about. We're going to show thumbs. You will do a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Okay? We will start with...
Roger Ebert. I saw Roger Ebert's thumb one time.
Yeah, did you?
I did.
You're seeing our thumbs.
In person.
Okay, let's start with the Blacklist. Thumbs up or down?
I would say up.
Okay. Let's now go to Ironside.
I'm on the border.
You're in the middle. Okay. Let's go to Welcome to the Family, Thursday at 8:30. I go from like that. Okay. Sean Saves the Family, Thursday at 9 o'clock.
I think that's got a half a decent chance.
And the Michael J. Fox Show.
I think that was
There's a lot of good thumbs here. Well, Ann, thank you for joining me.
Well, thank you for having me, girl.
It's my pleasure. I'll be here for another 2 weeks. You'll come back?
I'll be back.
Thank you. Well, thank you.
Me and Arnold, I'll be back.
I'm glad you're here. The thing about this press tour is it was a long day.
Hey.
Well, thank you for joining me. I hope everyone has a great day.
Yes.
And I will be back with more news about my favorite medium. Hopefully, Ann will join me tomorrow. Have a great day. I am Marc Berman.
I'm Ann Louise Bannon, yourfamilyviewer.com.
And check it out. It's a great site. Thank you, Ann.
Thank you.